from here.
All right, Justin, would you lead us in our invocation?
Yes, sir. Please pray with me. Dear Heavenly Father, God, we love you. God, we just praise your name for all things. We thank you for the many blessings you give. And God, we just thank you for the leaders of this community. We ask that you give them wisdom and guidance, God, as they make important decisions. We ask that you just give us safety as we travel, and we pray that you just continue to be with our first responders, Lord. Just keep them safe, Lord, as they serve this community. God, we love you. In your name we pray. Amen.
Samantha? All right, we'll go ahead and get started with our roll call. Misty Cottle.
Here.
Jeff Upton. Here. Jan Throgmorton.
Here.
Marty Lindaberry.
Here.
John Collins.
Here.
Don Rollins.
Here.
Dina McKnight. And that's all of us now. City Attorney and the City Clerk are both present, so we can get started. First item is the adoption of our agenda.
I make a motion we adopt it as it is.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. The next item is the approval of our minutes from our November 10th meeting.
Second.
Did you have a comment, Misty?
Yeah, I mean, I found a couple of typos, but it was just a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like 5 of them, I think. There's a,
Double letter.
yeah, CCs, TTs, VVs, FFs, yeah. Did you notice those? No? Okay. On the first page, there's the CC in the court one. And then in the library one, there's 4. There's a CC for computer, an FF in the families, a VV for the volunteer, and a TT for the teacher. And, yeah, by volunteer teacher.
I think Ann was getting tired and just heavy-handed on the keys.
Yes.
So you
I
guys
think
can
so.
pass them, subject to the things, and just get with her after
Yeah.
the meeting if you like, and then
Okay.
go over, if you want to.
Is that your motion,
Yes,
Jim?
sir. Pass
Okay.
it as it is.
Was that your second, Don?
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. Motion carries. Next is our public forum. We welcome anyone to come and address the council. Just keep in mind, no action will be taken on anything brought up in the public forum. We would like you to keep your address to us 2 minutes or less. Do we have anyone who would like to address the council tonight?
Brian, nothing? Okay. Okay.
No? All right, we'll close the public forum and move into old business. Our item in old business is a recommendation to fill the vacant council seat left by Joe Tower. And I've asked Stephen Pence to fill that seat. He's here with us tonight. Does the council have any questions for Stephen?
No, but I would like to know how many applied for it.
One.
Oh, my.
He was the best I had.
Yeah.
Highest qualified.
He was very qualified, yeah.
I'll make that motion.
Yes.
So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. Stephen, if you would come up, can I have that? Yep. There's your packet. And so we'll swear you in here. If you'll just repeat after me, I'll say aye. You'll give your name and then repeat after me. Okay? So, I
I, Stephen Pence,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States and the Constitution
of the United States and the Constitution
and laws of the State of Arkansas,
and laws of the State of Arkansas,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duty of Alderman
the duty of Alderman
of the City of West Fork,
of the City of West Fork,
Arkansas,
Arkansas,
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Don't say we didn't tell you to run there, right?
All right, so Stephen, we just caught up on our agenda. We're through old business, and we'll move into our business reports. If you'll flip through there, you'll find those business reports. Usually they follow along pretty well with our departments as we move through the agenda. So our first report is Planning Commission, and I don't see Walter here.
This might be a quick meeting.
So the Planning Commission did work, they're continuing to work on the new zoning ordinance, and they're putting in a true effort there, trying to get something put together to replace our current ordinance, just bring us more up to date. And once they get finished with that, that'll of course come to a public hearing, come to the council for passage. But they are working on that. They had a couple of lot splits last month, or last meeting. Christy and Isaac and I just met with a developer this morning that'll be probably coming to their January meeting, looking for a conditional use permit. So planning commissions, they're staying busy and they're making good use of their time when they're not doing zoning guidance. They are working on their new zoning ordinance. So a lot of good work taking place there. Any questions about planning? No? Okay. Next, our court report. Tracy?
We've had smooth sailing at the courts, you know, everything's running real smooth. Our disbursements were down about 3,000 from last month, but they're still up about 3,000 from last year. And looks like we're up about 6,000 from the same month last year. And our citations, all total, we were up about 20 from last month.
Any questions for Christy? Or for Tracy, I'm sorry. No? So I was going to point out that we did get a, I call him an attaboy, but we got a letter of appreciation from Tracy, which we don't get a lot out of the courts, right? The courts is that, they're kind of that forgotten department. And I'm the honest one on this council and say that it's the forgotten department because we don't know how to read their reports. Sit here with the council full of liars that say they understand it completely. But we had someone come through the courts, had a bad experience with the city prosecutor, but had nothing but pleasantries to say about Tracy and the experience and how she dealt with the person. So just want to recognize that and let the council know that while we forget about the courts, Tracy is very diligent at the courts and doing good work down there. So thank you, Tracy. All right, next is our library report. Shannon?
Hello. We've had staff member Barbara leave our library team, and we've happily promoted our current staff member Marie to children's librarian. She's already been working on a lot of children activities, and the homeschooling that we talked about last month, that's what she's teaching. So you'll start seeing her more online or us together through this training for story time. We've hired a company to maintain our network and make sure the library has consistency with Wi-Fi. We were noticing being more present online that we were having some issues, so they installed things this week and they'll continue this week and next to get us going. Through this company as well, we've been able to lease a copier and laptops to ultimately purchase. So we are upgrading in the library just to be more efficient, and we're really excited about these items. We've also received from there our meeting room chairs, so we've purchased those. So we are finishing up our escape room, which has been family fun in the library. We've been renting out to families. And we've been noticing that people have been calling needing a space for interviews, to be with their kids for an hour, to wait for their kids during school. So we're opening back up our meeting room, and we also have a break room. So though we are still open one day a week on Thursdays by appointment, we're trying to accommodate every situation through hotspot rental, which means you could rent the hotspot and have Wi-Fi at home, or make the appointments on Thursdays or the meeting rooms on different days. And we have been talking to muralists for our children's wall in the library. And along with that discussion, I've been giving all of the artists the city court dimensions as well, as we just continue to try and find the best artists to do the job. It could be two separate. I'm learning, it is a process of interior, exterior dimensions. Are they better at figures? What kind of art do we want? But we are moving forward with that. And then we're also going to take part in the parade this weekend, and we're really excited.
Any questions for Shannon? So Shannon pointed out in our department head meeting that it looks like we've kind of found our average checkout in our current library situation. So it looks like, as you can see there, for the past 3 months, we're checking out roughly 1,700 items a month from the library. So I think that's pretty fantastic given the conditions that you're operating under. So anyway. So Shannon, I do appreciate you working on the mural and going through those talks with everyone. I'm anxious to see what comes out of that. And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you say that kind of the broad range, if we're looking at pricing on that, somewhere between $15 and $35 a square foot?
That's right.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking at. And Isaac has measured the face of the court building, the easterly face there, and it's, if we looked at the whole thing, what did we say, or half of it, we're looking at about 300 square foot? Yeah.
10 by 20.
Yeah, so 200 square feet, somewhere in that neighborhood. So that's kind of the size that we're looking at. But anyway, I'm anxious to see what comes of that, Shannon. All right, Chief Nelson.
All right, we had 302 calls for service, 84 citations with 62 warnings. We had 38 warrants served, which was on the lower end, and 5 arrests, 3 felons. The numbers are a little lower this month. I think that's a lot. We had 2 officers down. We knew we lost Williamson. Autry left and went to Prescott, Arkansas. He's adopting a baby with his current wife. Her family's from down there, and she pretty much gave the ultimatum. So they moved to Prescott. We did get another officer. We hired a Brad Wiley. So now we have Riley Wiley. He's a 15-year veteran from Van Buren Police Department. 50 years old. He was the leader of the SWAT team. He lives here in town. Actually, his wife got a good paying job up here, so he followed. And we still have 1 spot open. I meant to bring him tonight, but I completely forgot that, so I'll bring him first meeting in January, let everybody meet, kind of the face to the name.
Any questions for Chief Nelson?
Anything else?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't have a question for him, but I did want to go back and say that the courts are offering amnesty on warrants from now until January 15th. So, and we're doing that right now on city warrants and county warrants. So if y'all know anybody that they're unsure of their situation, they should call.
Okay. Isaac, do you hear that?
And I actually seen that on the news feed that I get.
Yeah.
So it's actually out there that,
So Chief, before you got here, I was talking about Officer Goggins' work with the Christmas lights that he's done around town with those who entered the Christmas light contest, and be sure and tell him thank you. He's went above and beyond on that. So, has everyone seen that on Facebook? Officer Goggins he's went and videoed all the houses that entered the lighting contest and set it to music. So, good work, good work. All right. Nothing else for Chief Nelson? Next is Public Works. Isaac?
I will say, Goggins could have photoshopped out the city truck in front of my house. It's probably gonna cost me a few votes. We had a meeting with our committee, so I didn't have a minute for the packet. we met last, we finished up our sewer line project on Church. We got that, again, still cleaning to do over there. Our asphalt paving got done. I don't know, those streets are coming to travel a lot, but they paved it all. And, Church, they also patched the bridge there on Campbell where the trash truck bridge, so they did patch that. And they did patch south on the mountain where the road is failing. We've just been trying to clean up some of our messes that we've made in the last 6 months. We're a little slow, we're trying to use vacation up. Whatnot, so we're just trying to clean up some of our messes. The fires out there to be possible. But he is here, he does have a little update for the project. And kind of the whole timeline, we're gonna be tied in, so.
So before we get to Nick, would you mind just stating for everyone where you got the funds to do all that paving?
Where we got the funds.
Yeah,
Maybe,
yeah, for all the paving that you just talked about?
approved in last year's budget.
There are some people who have speculated that potentially, I don't know if it's the mayor that's putting his hand in the till and taking funds or what, but we suddenly. All of us? Okay. So I just wanted you to clarify that.
So we have been trying to budget $50,000 a year to do paving, albeit that don't do a whole lot of paving. Start talking about asphalt, somebody got to do it, but it is something, so.
And part of that was paid for out of sewer funds, right? Negative, okay.
But yes, the folks that you are referring to, they are on our radar for next year to get something done in their neighborhoods.
Okay. And we're gonna get some paving for that guy sitting next to you, right?
Maybe.
Okay.
Gene, our IT guy, did bring in a deal that Chris gave me the other day that they had this company come in and do County streets, and they evaluated them and graded them on the stress and whatnot, and mapped them all and mapped all their potholes and where the streets were failing, so it is something I'm looking at, maybe trying to reach out to those folks. Gene's thought like it was free.
Oh, wow.
For them to come in and evaluate your street, so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's done through the University of Arkansas, so, yeah. So, that would be interesting. We do try to, our committee tries to meet, and we kind of try to rate the streets
Mhm.
that need repair and which ones should be the higher priority, so that would go a long way from that process.
Okay. Thank you. What do you have for us, Nick?
All right, definitely wrapping up here. We've got officially all the pipes in the ground now. We had a little bit left to do last month, but the sewer plant, that's all in there, it's tested. Today we actually put the 24-inch line up and tape them into service right over there, Force Main, and they're flowing on down and down. Everything down there, so that's a good milestone today. So now we're keeping focus on getting those stations started up. Originally, we were trying for this week. Had a few hiccups with some things not being done. And we had some, we had COVID run through with the people involved in the startup. They couldn't get back out on site early enough to make that happen. So right now, we're looking hopefully early next week to do our operational testing. My goal will be Tuesday to do that. If everything goes well by the end of the week, then we could be switching over. Good fingers crossed. But there's been a lot going on. We got the Isaac helped quite a bit getting the gas main tied in there, the generator, as well last week in our meeting that, you know, should have been there this week, and we had to slide it, so we're getting awful close to Christmas, and I'm not gonna, we don't wanna be doing start off with Christmas.
Yeah.
It's just bad luck to it right there, so. Anyways, other than that, you know, I'm starting to shift my focus into closing out the plans. The ponds there, that's been something we've been wrangling with the DEQ for a couple months, and we kind of know where we need to go with it now as far as the solids in the pond. It's pointing towards we're gonna have to pull them out of there, so we're working on a closure plan. We'll have that done by the end of the month, and we've actually got an outfit coming tomorrow to test the ponds too, because they have some places they can maybe haul in for a little better price than what we did haul in last year with the Natalie. So we're looking at lowest cost possible that meets the DEQ requirements. Then something else we've got to do too is by the end of the month we'll need to extend the consent order, because they had that compliance date of December 31. We found out that includes closing the ponds. The department's aware of that, they're not concerned, but you need to submit a formal request to extend that. And I'll honestly be looking to probably take that out into the summer, just to give us some time to get through the wet period. Cleaning the pond out in the winter and spring when it's raining isn't very efficient, so I'd be surprised if they didn't bring us that, you know, kind of extension. So anyways, you guys are seeing something here in the next week or so on that. Other than that, like I said, just get towards the end here, ready to flip the switch and just hope everything starts up the way it's supposed to. I'm sure there'll be some little things here and there on this, but the contractor's done a good job getting everything ready.
Any questions?
Your morning has changed now. He's talking. Let's see.
Do we have one for you?
Yeah, new business.
No questions for Nick? None for Isaac? Okay. Thank y'all. Chad is out tonight. Any questions about the parks? Anything going on there? Nah, pretty quiet. All right, fire department, Chief Myers.
Well, I got to start my day out today with a cat of telephone calls. That's always a good way to start a day. 53 calls the last month, so those we've had a couple of years. With that, we had, which was 3 structure fires. Thank goodness 2 of them were not even in our area. They were us assisting another agency. So what we had in our area turned out to be not structure fires. We got the parks and the public works with the Christmas lights this year. They think we have the bad part of the job. It's really easy. We just block traffic so they don't get run over. I'd rather do that than be in the bucket. Nice to drive it back up. We got our Firewise renewal, which, kind of like being a tree city, it really doesn't give us a whole lot of work. Very little money, but it helps us. I say it helps us on grants. The first thing they ask for a grant anymore is if you're a Firewise community. So it does help us with that. December's month, we got to do the fun jobs and school inspections. Never fun, but we have some we have to do. We did have our last fire meeting, probably for the year, last night, in lieu of our Christmas party. So we give out our awards to our top 5 responding people. Our firefighter of the year, Nick Snodgrass, officer of the year, Rob Repke. We're able to hand out run checks for them. Hopefully next year we can get back to having a Christmas party. Wouldn't that be something?
Any questions for Chief Myers?
Not to forget about the drive-by parade Saturday.
Yes.
Said at school from 5:30 to 7:30.
5:30 to 7.
Is that right, Tracy? 5:30 to 7.
Okay. Christie, treasurer's report.
Wish every year was this. We have increased our bank balances by $444,000. So far this year, we are sales tax, our city sales tax is still staying at a 60% increase, so. Part of the increase in the bank balance and the budget numbers is the 93,000 that we have reimbursed through the CARES Act, so that's why John's budget looks so good. It's not because he stepped out of it, but he's still done good on top of that, but that part of his 145,000 is 93 that is reimbursed for the CARES Act, so. Other than that, we have open enrollment for our employees' health benefits should start sometime this week. Our auditor will be here the rest of this week, so hopefully we can get the 2018 and 2019 audits done soon. And then Amanda and I have been working on getting all of our documents scanned. We've made huge accomplishments in that. We've got all of our ordinances scanned, which start in 1910. We've got all of our resolutions, which start in 1965. We've done all the minutes that we can. For 1985, they are on paper that's too large to go into the scanner, and or handwritten and very brittle. So we're not going to try to put any more of those on there. And we've got about 36 years of planning commission minutes on there so far. So we're going to continue. That sounds like a lot, but we have a lot more, honestly. But I did put in a call today to the guy that does the training on that. We're going to try to get that where we can be able to link to it and have word that is public documents available for the public on our website. So hopefully by January, I'll be able to work how you do that. It's going to be really nice because you can basically go in and search a word or a group of words or whatever, and it'll pull up any ordinance or anything else that's got that in it. So it'll be great for the public to use, the council to use, employees to use, whatever. So I'm excited about it. It's been a lot of work. We've got a lot more to do, but I think we've made big strides in it. So.
Any questions for Christie? No? So Christie has done a lot of work on that. She has enjoyed it though. And we've talked about this a couple of times. It's came up in our Facebook Live questions, asked the mayor a couple of times. But we are working toward the point where someone can go to our website. They can pull up. Christie has it now where you can go and pull up our audit reports. But we're trying to get to a point where you can go in, you can see the city budget for the year. You can go in, you can see these ordinances, you can pull that stuff up. So we're trying to take one extra step in the direction of transparency, and this is a huge leap that direction, getting all these ordinances in electronic format, and so we should be seeing some changes there soon. So anyway, really proud of what Christie's done with that, her and Amanda both. All right, so we'll move into our new business. First item is resolution 2020-05, which is the approval of the 2021 budget. We've looked over the budget. I think Christie told me the only change we had was we finally got the amounts that our insurance was going to go up. It changed about 1%. Is that right?
We didn't change it in the budget. We had, I think we talked last month about the fact that the cost of our insurance went up about 1%, but our fees were going down, so they should offset each other, so I didn't make any changes to the actual budget numbers.
So the budget is exactly the same as we saw at the workshop?
Yes.
Any questions, concerns?
Make a motion that we approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the budget. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. Item 2 is resolution 2020-06. That is a resolution to approve the interlocal agreement with Greenland Police Department. Chief, you want to tell us about this?
It's the same agreement that we've had for the last 3 years. Basically, they give us somewhere around $19,000 a year, and we share an officer. We provide them with overnight coverage. They've been happy with it. You know, even if we're shorthanded, we've been able to cover the call for them, they're happy with that. We've had no problems, so we're just looking to extend it another 3 years to continue the same program.
Any questions?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and second to approve it. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. The next item is approve changes to the police department policy, and I'll let Chief Nelson tell you what this is.
There's two I want to change. One is on the ECD, electronic control device. As of right now, it says, our policy says that we shall,
Chief, can you tell us what a electronic control device is?
it's our taser.
Okay.
What they want, the way it's written right now is they want us to use left-handed holsters, pretty much, and draw with our left hand. Problem with that, when I got to looking around, we just had a taser class, not one of my officers has a left-handed holster. They're all cross-draw holsters. So on that one, what I'm trying to do is just free that up. I don't think in an emergency situation, your left hand is the first thing you're thinking of. I think you're automatically going for your right hand. I think with them being separated as they are, one on the right, one on the left, vice versa, that's enough. I think it's quicker, more efficient, and I think that that's how we need to do it. I think we need to allow them to use their strong arm as well. So that's that.
What's the other part of it, Chief?
The other one was on chokeholds. I got a letter from the Department of Justice saying President Trump had signed an executive order not to do away with chokeholds, but we need to change it in our policy to where only if deadly force is justified. And the way I understand that is a chokehold that is cutting off the airway. It's not just holding them down by their head or controlling their head. It's choking to the point of cutting off their airway. If we don't pass that and I don't get in my bill, they pretty much say no federal funding. So they're using that to keep us from grant money if we don't sign that. So that's basically what that is to add that on.
So do we have any questions concerning either the use of the taser and just kind of making that, taking some of the specificity out of that, that current policy, or changing the policy
I think
to?
it needs to be up to officer's discretion. I can't make the decision what he's looking at, to use what for what.
Okay. Any other comment, questions, motions?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion second to approve the changes to the police department policy. Attorney Kicklap, did you have anything you needed to add to that? No? Okay.
Get them passed.
All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. Item D, other business. We put this on the agenda for anything the council wanted to bring up and discuss that we had not previously brought up, or if you just want to talk about something that you feel the city needs to have discussed between the council. Is there anything under other business?
Just that maybe the Christmas lights are awesome throughout the town, you know,
Okay, yeah.
that
All right.
people have put up.
Anything else? So I'll take this moment to thank Don Rollins for his service on the West Fork City Council. Don, I typically try to ask Christie how long someone has served, and I failed to do that this month. Do you know how long you've been on the
I
council?
believe it's 5 years.
5 years?
Yeah, can I,
And served as interim mayor for a while.
Yes.
yeah, can I say something?
Please do.
I first off would like to apologize to everybody. I'm not typically a procrastinator. I did, and I made a mistake, and I apologize to everybody for that. I hope it doesn't cost us here on the council and the city, any problems or any, bad things. That being said, I've really enjoyed this. It's something I always kind of wanted to do, but with the way I worked, I couldn't do it. So when I retired from FedEx, it gave me that opportunity, and I really appreciate the opportunity. You guys, I think we've got a great council. We've got great department heads. I will always be able to hang my hat on one thing, that while I was interim mayor, I got to hire Isaac and if nothing else, I did one good thing. And I'll be proud of that for, until he proves me wrong, so far. And if there's anything that I can do, I wasn't trying to step away. I just made a mistake and didn't get my packet in in time. So if there's anything I can do to help, I'm always here. And if anything were to happen where you needed a council member again, I would certainly be happy to step back in here. With that being said, if there's any maybe committees or anything that I might be able to get on, I might consider.
Planning commission's always looking for something.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
What?
Neither of you
Planning
guys have been to a
commission.
planning commission meeting in months. How do
Welcome
you know
to,
that?
welcome to the planning commission. Did someone else as well?
Were you finished, Don?
Yes. Anyway, thank you all very much. I do appreciate it.
So Alderman Collins has always given me a bad time about the length of our meetings. Don just had something short that he wanted to say, John. Went on for 30 minutes.
Yeah, the whole time he's over here calling me names, so.
So Don, I know.
He's gonna miss you when you're gone.
Yeah, I know. I'm thankful for your service here. I'm thankful for some of the conversations you and I have had about different things. Obviously, as Christie pointed out, you did serve as interim mayor during a point, and you gave me a lot of counsel when I was coming into it, just from your experiences doing that, and I can't thank you enough.
Thank you.
And if any of the other council members would like to say anything, please feel free to, or department heads.
You can miss.
Thanks for your time.
Yes.
Takes a lot to do this, more than most people think.
So, thank you, Don.
You bet. Thank you.
Anything else for other business? All right, so that brings us to our mayor's comments. Are we on for Friday?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll do, I asked the mayor on Facebook on Friday. It's been mentioned, but the parade is this weekend from 5:30 to 7:30. They're doing a drive-through parade, like a reverse parade at the school. The city decided not to do a parade this year in lieu of COVID, and we were actually having some issues getting the school involved, the band involved. They've got some restrictions placed on them, so we decided we would not do it. And the school reached out to me the next day and said, "Hey, we're doing a parade. Can we help with yours?" And so, anyway, we're letting them do it, but wish them the best. And I think cities participate quite a bit in that, the library, fire department, police department. So we have that going on. Christmas lights, Jennifer did email or text me and asked me to remind everyone that we have the community vote still to go for our lighting contest. Officer Goggins, as I mentioned, does have everything on Facebook, so you can take the entire tour there of the contestants that entered. And that's real nice, or you can drive around. I have not drove around this year. Leslie is one of the judges, and I was in Fayetteville last night, and she was calling me, telling me that West Fork had outdone themselves this year, that we had 14 contestants that entered, and it was just, she said even the people who didn't enter the contest did an amazing job of lighting their houses this year. And so one of our very own, Isaac Carterson, was in the contest, and from what I've heard, he's done quite well. I don't know if those results are public or not. No? Okay. I should be quiet then, shouldn't I? Isaac had a really nice house, so I saw it on the video. My wife really liked it. And so with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. Motion carries.